let the debate continue, as we always say. Now let's tackle the next story, very important. President Bola Tinubu is not happy with the American leader, Donald Trump, redesignating our jurisdiction as a country of particular concern by the U.S. president is very revolting indeed. President Tinubu has declared the allegation of persecution of Christians as way off the reality. The Federal Minister of Foreign Affairs, concerned groups, and individuals have roundly condemned the resentful tag. Even more upsetting is the threat of military action in Nigeria and a halt to aid if our government fails to stop the killing of Christians. Somebody, please tell President Donald Trump that religious freedom is our identity. Again, we fall back on you, BKO. These are not the best of times. These are times that try men's souls, especially those in government.
Yes, I think that what President Trump has done has really come to Nigerian leaders as a root shock. But in my view, this is what they should have expected. And we didn't do enough to stop this from happening. Maybe we thought it would not get to this point. But knowing Trump for his volatile and unpredictable nature, we should have seen this coming. When President Buhari visited Donald Trump after he won the election, President Trump asked him in the presence of journalists, say, why are you people killing Christians in Nigeria? I still remember they were sitting opposite one another, eyeball to eyeball, and he asked that question. President Buhari said, no, that is not happening. Christians, we are not killing Christians, because somehow they've come to believe that there is official complicity in the killing of Christians, especially in the North Central. The North Central states of Plateau, Benue, parts of Nasarawa, where farming communities had consistently come under attack of criminal headsmen.
Yeah.
When these attacks happen, the bulk of the people get killed are Christians. And we've seen some clerics shoot videos, even with corpses of those victims. These are the videos that Trump and his minders had seen. And so Trump had harbored this notion for more than 8 years.
Yeah, okay, yes.
Yes. During his first presidency, he had this notion, and he asked our president. Now, to him, this has not stopped. We've not found a way to defeat the criminal headsmen who are invading communities, killing people, and getting away with it.
Yeah.
What incenses me is the attempt to make it look like the Nigerian government has a hand in it.
Okay.
Everyone knows that government does not have a hand in this. You can blame government that government has not been able to rein in these people. You can blame government for its inability to stop these killings. But you cannot say that government has a hand in it. The armed forces need to do a lot better at protecting those communities in the North Central. But there is a danger in not even containing those killings to that area, because we saw what happened in Owo when some a faction of Boko Haram descended on Owo, the Catholic Church in Owo, and killed people. All of these reports, they read abroad. And they come to believe that, oh, it's Christians that are being targeted.
Yeah.
In 2011 or thereabout, 2010, 2011, Boko Haram in its killing campaign targeted Christians, targeted churches, because they wanted a religious war to break out. They wanted Christians to retaliate by killing Muslims and all that. When that didn't happen, their goal of causing the dismemberment of our country failed. Their desire did not come to pass. After that, they started attacking Muslims, attacking mosques, killing clerics that failed to teach their own variant of Islam. This is another side of the story that the people who are pushing this aggressively do not bear in mind. Muslims in Niger State, especially in the Shiroro area, Muslims are being killed. In Katsina, during prayers, bandits will storm a mosque, kill Muslims, and take away some, so that they can then ask for ransom from those ones. So the killing is not limited to Christians alone. We should all be worried about how non-state actors are taking the lives of Nigerians. But it is not like it is the Christians alone that are being killed. I want to see the killings in the North Central stop. The same way that I want to see the killings by bandits in the Northwest and the killings by Boko Haram in the Northeast.
All right.
Stop.
Yeah,
this is what we should be. This is what we need to do. But Trump has muddled everything up now and made it look like, oh, it is the Christians alone that are being targeted. The government has a hand in it.
Yeah.
That is that is what we should not allow him to continue to do. And our president should have issued a statement before now.
Yeah.
At the time when Senator Ted Cruz and others were saying all that nonsense, we should have come up with a strong rebuttal. By our refusal to, as a government, strongly oppose what was going on, we've allowed a window for Trump to think that, oh, maybe we are guilty, that's why we didn't strongly deny this thing as a government. Now it's come out to say, okay, we are killing, we are supporting the killing of Christians, and now they are going to deny us aid. He's even threatening us with a military action.
I was going to come to that. You know,
nobody should dismiss what is a man who wakes up and renames the Department of Defense, Department of War. You cannot. You don't wish. Don't write him off. Don't assume that he cannot come to Nigeria and drop some bombs here and there. It's something that he can do.
Okay.
Did he take anybody's permission before going to Iran? To drop bombs on Iran and destroy substantially their nuclear program? So we need to do much better in terms of our management of our foreign affairs so that this sort of things will not happen. And the embarrassment, the potential embarrassment, you can imagine Trump calling our country a disgraced country. The potential embarrassment that will happen from a unilateral bombing of part of Nigeria, which he has promised to do, is something that we do not want to see.
BK, aren't you rather surprised that as we are a sovereign country, aren't you surprised at the intemperate language of a President Trump, who his mantra is MAGA, MAGA, Make America Great Again?
Yes, I'm not surprised because I know him very well. I was very happy when, against America's Leahy law, he decided to sell to Kano jets to us.
Okay.
You know, I was really grateful, something that Obama refused to sell to us. Obama did not just refuse to sell American weapons to us. he also went as far as stopping us from buying from third-party elements like Israel, like the Chinook helicopters, which can be used for troop insertion. It can be used as air ambulance, and it can be fitted with weapons. One of the best ground attack helicopters that Americans have. He refused to allow us buy it. And I suspect that there's even political undertone to this. Because we need to know those who are behind this.
All right.
The Americans suddenly turned against Goodluck Jonathan in the final days, and Jonathan himself said that even the president of America was no longer picking his calls, was not ready to talk to him, and they sent their Secretary of State, John Kerry, who came here and made it clear that the government are taking a position against the government of Jonathan. I hope that this is not an attempt to discredit this administration on the part of the Americans, who now will not be happy with our president because our president elected to go with BRICS. Our president elected to support the suffering people of Palestine against American interest. So there is, in my view, my considered view, a political undertone to what we are seeing.
Thank you, BKO. Thank you.
And the government has to manage it properly.
All right. Asuko, the president's wife is a Christian. We have not heard from any angle that he has persuaded her to become an apostate, leave Christianity, you know. So religious freedom is there.
Yes, exactly.
So where is this coming from?
You know, the thing is, even me, I'm coming from the church, you know. So that is number one. Number two, I have not heard our president, most times the president, as in President Tinubu, speaks concerning Nigeria's unity and diversity. He speaks glowingly about his wife being a Christian. He met with, you know, some religious leaders recently, we can. And he also said the same thing. And he said that we all worship and we pray to the same God. BKO said something before I go back. And it is our inability to manage the situation, this particular situation. Because I know as far back as September, I was hearing about Ted Cruz. You know, saying this thing about Christian genocide and all that.
Of course, you know, this would have come from somewhere.
Yes, you know, and I was hoping that by then, and the National Assembly, because I know there was a time they were saying they want to send delegates to the U.S. What happened? Why didn't they send the delegates to the U.S. to have, you know, to discuss and talk with Ted Cruz and the rest other lawmakers, Republican lawmakers?
Asuko, add
you
to that.
And then even our foreign affairs. What were they doing before this thing escalated to the extent that Donald Trump will now be threatening us with military action?
Do you know we still don't have an ambassador? No, hold on. It's part of it. Our ambassador, if we had one in the United States, would have broached the matter with them. But it is true we didn't react as we should.
You know, we didn't react as quickly as possible. I'm telling you, this thing started before September. And we're already in November. So it took...
And Ted Cruz went on air.
Yes, he kept talking. He was talking. He was talking. So I don't know why the people in government did not take, you know, look at how they can go ahead and talk to America
let me drop this here. The advantage the print media has is that of permanence, meaning whatever you published in 1960 will still be fresh today. But the electronic media has the advantage of immediacy.
Exactly.
Consider that an intemperate OEP, I can't call him a trained broadcaster, set Rwanda almost on fire.
Exactly.
With what he said. And so that Ted Cruz went on TV, you know, and he was prodded on, and he kept saying these things?
And citizen, that is what we are saying. The FG should have sent out delegates to see Donald Trump or to see Ted Cruz or to talk to the American public, because there was nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong, because I know the vice president was in UN.
Yeah.
That was another opportunity.
We have company. That's
okay.
So let's quickly establish contact with Ade. Are you there?
Yes, good afternoon.
I've been
waiting to call on this subject. Now, our president is doing a good job in Nigeria, so I don't want any distraction. So I want to give you a good suggestion. How to solve this problem is very, very easy. Let the president invite the president of Christian Nation of Nigeria, Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, Governor of Plateau, Governor of Benue, to his Asher Rock. Bring them and send them to America with one of his mates from the Nubala, also I can't remember his name. That guy is the pastor. Let these four people go to America. They will understand the language of the evangelical who are in the Trump cabinet. They can speak their language together. When I say language, it's biblical language.
Yeah.
So if you send them there, they can solve this problem, but not to any other religion. These are the people, because the head of the Christian here and the head of the Pentecostal, he has his voice.
Yeah.
And the Plateau governor, Benue governor, Adabala, let him send them to America. You see, the problem is solved. That's my whole advice to the president.
Thank you very kindly.
Yeah, because those pushing this narrative, they've gone really far. For it to have gotten to the table of Donald Trump, And just like BKO says, if Donald Trump says he's going to take military action, he will, though. He doesn't joke with his words. So that is one thing we should know. My
trouble is
because those days of saying sovereign nation, those days are over. Those days are over. But what you should know, Ade has said something. That is a good suggestion.
Yeah.
Put the governors those who are pushing the narrative, because they went to these states, they had videos, because he works with evidence. Don't forget when the South African president went to White House. Okay. He showed him videos, he showed him pictures. And that is the same video that they will still show. Even if our president goes to White House today, they will show him that same video.
Yeah.
So he needs those governors to be around him. We need the Americans for us to tackle the insurgency and terrorism in Nigeria.
Okay.
2017, Donald Trump assisted us in getting to Kano down to Nigeria. Yeah. And we cannot stop this fight. The battle, I don't know if you have heard recently, the Salafis or whatever they call the jihadist group, they are moving closer. The war in Mali, Mali is already having that problem. And once Mali has a problem, it moves straight to the Sahel. From the Sahel, it comes to Nigeria. So we need to stop those terrorists from coming to Nigeria. And the only country that can assist us is the Americans. So the president, the National Assembly, the governors, I want to use Ade now, the governors whose states are having this issue should come together and see how they can travel to America and talk to Donald Trump one-on-one.
All right. My own intervention is simple. President Trump will not convince me he is the best Republican since Reagan.
No,
hold on. Reagan was here. Reagan was here.
Yes.
He had language, fine language. He had finesse, and so what would he gain if he comes to attack us militarily? What would he gain?
See, there's what they call power. There's what they call power. He needs it for him to. When he says "Make America Great Again," it's not just within America. He's talking about everywhere. That is what he's talking about.
There's no
he said there's no third term. Okay. So, citizen, Nigerians, I'm very sure, because this is a very, very critical case.
Yeah.
Nigerians are very, very weary, and most Nigerians, once you go online, they are afraid what is going to happen. Will it strike Nigeria?
Okay.
So the president I'm very sure, is listening to myself and BKO.
Yeah. Listening to us.
He's listening to all of us. Let's take it's a very, very delicate matter.
Okay.
And so all those who are involved and who are around him should just advise him. And we are just we're advising him. See how he can put a call through to Donald Trump. And then if he needs to travel to the U.S. to sit down with him, just I said it, BRICS and co might be the problem. We don't know. But by the time he sits down with him,
you are already answering the question.
He might decide to say, okay, fine, please, I'll give you whatever you need, to tackle. My own is the terrorism part. He will need the American to support us.
Calm down. Okay, we'll take on our next story.